Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Slay. I decided that today we're going to take on a hard level. I'm going to go ahead and start with Epree. So in this one I can see it's a rather round map. Not too many peninsulas for us to be going out. I can see here on the southern peninsula we have a territory that has 2 men already, so I'm going to go ahead and make that, assume that that's probably going to be one of our strongholds. And just go around to see what else we have on this map. Here we have on the east another good looking stronghold in this small peninsula there. That's very defensible. We have good situation here where we can bring lots of men together for this territory on the west coast. And I can see this yellow territory here is probably going to be trouble very soon. Here in the north we have another yellow territory we'll be fighting against. I want to make sure that those two territories do not join together. Alright. Continuing to grow. And this is working out just about as well as I'd like. Now this can be a problem here. As you can see, we've got these 3 tiles at the northern end of this territory that will be completely vulnerable if I don't keep that guy right there. But then I have 4 tiles on the south that I could grab right away. So it's always a question of, do we want to sacrifice the north for the south? Defensible? Really depends. You can see this dark green territory just to the left has got 2 guys already, so he could very easily make a spearman and take my peasant out, but I don't think he's going to do that just yet. So we'll go ahead and go to the next turn. And he did not. As I can see, I will have another man on the next turn, and I can use that to make a spearman. So I'm going to go ahead and gamble that he is not going to attack me on this next turn, and I will be able to attack him. I'm imagining most of my other territories are probably just stuck doing nothing right now. I can create a spearman here, but I also don't have much in terms of resources. I'd be afraid that if I make a spearman, I would actually be shooting myself in the foot, and he would just be doomed to die really quickly. I'm going to do it as a gamble because I think that territory is doomed anyway. This territory is looking very good. I definitely want to make a spearman here. And I have to decide if I want to start moving them to the south to join up with that territory, or if I want to move to the north to join up with that one. And I think the north, he's got a lot fewer area to travel, so I'm going to go ahead and move this guy to the north. Also, the south looks like, not by much, but a little less under potential attack. Now, I do have an extra unit in this territory, but I'm actually going to save it because I'll be able to get a castle on my next turn. So I'm going to save that unit for now. Now here's a good opportunity where I can cut this green territory in half. But it definitely looks like in the southern half of the territory he's got enough room that he'd be able to take me back out. So I'm actually going to go ahead and gamble on a spearman to cut that territory in half there and hopefully keep it cut in half going into our next turn. So just to verify, we got 3 blinking red dots. He's not moving anywhere. Neither is he. Neither is he. Go to the next turn. Alright, that gamble only kind of sort of paid off. Yes, I still have a spearman, but I won't have him for very long. So I go back that way. Move that spearman there. I now have a castle that I can put in the south, which is good because that's now going to be under attack. And yes, calculated risk. That territory is going to be a while till it comes back. Now I have multiple peasants in that territory. Nothing happening there, nothing happening there. And now that I have enough to get a spearman, but I do not have, but now the other territories around that spearman are very easily going to be attacked themselves. So, or not going to be attacked themselves because they have spearmen. But of course the AI is really awful, so they moved right out of the way. I can split this territory in half and probably nothing's going to happen there. So I play in this way where I'll go, on my turn, I'll go from one territory to the next and just see what's available. And typically what I'll do is I'll go from north to south or east to west, something like that, touching all the territories, seeing what I can do. And then eventually I get to the end, and then I end the turn and kind of do a snake pattern back the way I came. That was foolish. I definitely messed that one up. I'm actually going to go ahead and let him keep that guy there. Put another castle in right there. And that way I'm very defensible. But the way his yellow territory is set up, in order for me to reunite these two green territories, I'm going to need a knight, which I can probably afford on my next turn. Territory in the south doing really well. I can see that brown territory ran out of resources, which is good news for me. So I will defend to the west with my spearmen and attack to the right with my peasant. This guy's still just sitting there. 2 more turns, he'll have a castle. This guy is probably doomed. This guy, not much we can do there. And that appears to be it. I'm going to move him down. That's probably very foolish, so I'll do that. Alright, I'll wait for you. I'm going to attack this way, and you can cut a lot of his resources out by going like that. Continue to attack to the east with my peasant. And then here. Now he's attacking. I'm going to go ahead and build my knight, split his territory in half. Hopefully that's enough. I can take out that spearman and reunite those 2 territories. Everything else, just waiting. This territory, nothing I can do there. 1 more turn, he'll be able to build a castle. Now these territories that are kind of out in the middle of nowhere, which just got destroyed, that's alright, it happens. Territories that are kind of out in the middle of nowhere that you're never going to be able to reunite them with anything else. A lot of times what I'll do is I'll just sit and wait and hope that they get ignored long enough so that I can put a castle on them, because then it becomes a real nuisance for the other players. This is good. I can reunite my territory there, but I do see an encroaching forest, so I'm going to need to be cautious there. And over here, that guy's just sitting there defending. To the south, 1 more turn, we'll have a castle. Alright, go to the next turn. Good. So this was ignored long enough. Now I've got a castle in there. Not much is going to happen with that territory, but it is going to be a real nuisance for these guys around it. They're not going to be able to use that peninsula for resource generation. Unfortunately, I was mistaken. I was really expecting that territory, that dark green territory just to my north, I was really expecting them to run out of resources. That did not happen. So currently I don't have a very defensible position. I'm going to go ahead and put that castle in there and hope for the best. Back to the north. And I am absolutely positive, convinced that there is a more strategic mathematical way to play it, but frankly I just think playing it kind of off the cuff like this is a lot of fun, so that's just what I do. I'm going to gamble that he has better things to do than worry about me, but I may be wrong. This guy's still got nothing to do there. I'm going to go ahead and move him out of the way. No reason why you shouldn't move these guys down to the south or out of the way. If the spearmen do come through, they attack, that's 10. If they kill the peasant, that's 10 units just completely gone. It does mean you generate more units, but it does mean you also have a smaller army. Going to the next turn. Alright, good. Left me alone. I can reunite my territory, put in another castle there, start to slowly make my way back to where I was. Up here, I do need to worry about these forests, but in addition to that, I need to worry about the armies around me. So I can actually go ahead and do that. Now, the thing is, when you have a knight, or any unit for that matter, no one who is not stronger than the original unit can encroach on that any tiles that unit is touching. What I mean by that is, you see where my spearman is right now? If I put him right there, it would take a knight in order to take the territory directly at the tile, directly to the north of that spearman. Can't have another spearman take that territory, and you can't have another, or anything weaker than a spearman, take that territory. Only a knight or a baron can go into that territory. So I'm going to put him there and defend, make it harder for him. If I put my spearman there, the knight could take him out. If I put my spearman there, he's going to need at least 2 knights in order to take that spearman out. So that's more of a strategic move. And I'm not claiming that this is an incredibly deep strategy. It's basic strategy just for playing a game, having a fun time. So the spearman is pretty much completely out of luck now. I'm actually playing rather poorly today, as you can see. I don't want to have to surrender this game. So I'm going to use my peasants to get rid of those encroaching trees. Down here I'm just waiting. Waiting there. Waiting there. I'll have to bring a knight out. And moving on. So his knights are coming in, which is trouble. I'm not getting nearly enough units because I have to have a knight also. Those trees are trouble. Ah, but he made a foolish mistake. He's dead. And chance of me getting a knight in that territory is very slim. I do not see this going very well. Oh yeah, I'm in big trouble. I do not see this game ending very well for me. And that's all I can do in that turn. I am in big trouble. Oh, look at those trees. I'm going to go ahead and try to attack that territory, but I think that's a foolish idea. Just in general, I think I'm probably to the point where I am not going to win this one. Those trees are going to get bigger and bigger. I am starting to lose units. I'm making an attack, but it's not going. It's too little, too late. Even splitting this territory up here, not going to make a big difference. No, this is going to be a failure. It won't take much longer now. He's out. Nothing for me to do there. Too many trees, running out of units. I haven't called it yet, but I'm about to. Nothing for him to do. Haha, I got one unit. One simple peasant. So I have been able to reunite down here. That's good. It's probably, unless I can get all these other territories to fight amongst themselves, it is probably a lost cause. Alright, so I'm going to have that spearman just wait patiently there. And I will try to stem the encroaching trees. I'll see if I can bring these two together through that brown territory there. And that's about all I got. He's bringing the knights. I am not going to be able to defend against these knights. Not on two fronts. No, war on two fronts, not happening. No, I have one unit left. No, I have one more unit in the north. And he's gone. So playing this way, maybe, just maybe, be able to pull something together. Keep those trees from happening. Too little, too late. My only hope is that they'll fight amongst each other long enough for me to build up an army and outthink them. But no, that green territory is entirely too large. And I can pray. I've got nothing left. And, oh, wait, look at that. I have one territory left, and it is now gone. I am now just watching as the dark green team wins. So that was an epic failure. Tune in tomorrow. You'll probably see something a little better.